Hey friends, I hope you're doing well and I've had a great week. So these past few weeks we've been going through the different characteristics of the fruit of the Spirit. So the first week we talked about love, and then we talked about joy. This past week we talked about peace, and today we're going to talk about the next characteristic that we find in the book of Galatians, and that is patience. Man, patience. It's a fun word to say, but it's such a hard thing to live out in our lives. Of course, as we all know, the Christian life is not an easy life to live. But who cares if we are a little impatient? It doesn't hurt anybody, does it? Think about the times when you're going on a long car ride to your favorite place, say the beach, vacation, a friend's house. It can get really easy to become impatient because you just want to be there already. You start asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Or think about the seeds of your favorite flower or plant that you put in the garden. Why does it take so long to get the beautiful bloom or the fruit from the plant? Yes, these are just two examples, but they show that we are an impatient people. But again, we read in the book of Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, that the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. So yes, the Bible tells us that we have to have patience, that we are to be patient. So, in order to do this, we just need to sit quietly in the car on our trip and wait, right? Or how about we do our best to not rush the flower fruit to bloom? Well, that might be a good start, but the way that the Bible defines patience is much deeper than that. It's much deeper than just waiting. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 3 puts it this way. I, therefore, this is Paul talking, a prisoner for the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. Did you hear what Paul said? With patience, bearing with one another in love. So patience, as I already said, is much more than just waiting. There's truth in that. But patience is also bearing with one another, giving grace to each other, just as Christ has been patient with us. Think back to the Israelites in the Old Testament. God, He's rescued them from slavery in Egypt. And what do? They complain. They were hungry, and they complain and they grumble. So what does God do? Does He leave them? No. He feeds them. He gives them manna and quail. They still grumble and they still complain. Time after time throughout the Old Testament, we see God being patient and faithful to the Israelites, to His people, even while they turned away to do things their own way. It was pretty miraculous how God could remain faithful, isn't it? But now, think of us. Don't think of the Israelites anymore, but think of your own self. How many times have we turned away from God? How many times have we disobeyed God? How long have we tried to live life our way, not God's way, without submitting to God? We've rejected His truth and love, and yet in Romans chapter 5, verse 8, we read that God shows His love for us. That while we were still sinners, while we were still disobedient, not listening to Him, that Christ died for us. God's patience with us is eternal. He is patient and kind. We read in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 that love is patient and kind. Just as God was faithful and patient with the Israelites, and just as He is faithful and patient with us, we are called to be patient with each other. We are to love as Jesus loves. We are to look over the wrong done to us and be patient in order to maintain unity. So by all means, work on waiting. Work on, in those moments of being impatient, wanting something right now, waiting for it. Wait patiently when there's cookies in the oven. Wait patiently when you're on a car trip for a long time. And once the waiting is over, the end is such a beautiful thing, isn't it? But go deeper than that. Be patient with each other. Be patient with your parents, with your friends. And don't hold on to the hurt and bitterness of wrongs done to you. Turn the other cheek. Bear with one another. And forgive. This will cause you to look like Jesus. And that is a beautiful thing to behold. So, this week, I want you to work on being patient. Not only in waiting, but bearing with one another. Forgiving your brothers or sisters or your friends when they hurt you or do wrong things. Miss Savannah's going to do the same thing. And don't forget that Sunday you'll have your packets. Miss Ruth Ann and Miss Kim put a lot of work into getting those packets ready. And in your packet this week, I want to tell you about one thing. There's a folded piece of construction paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a card. You can draw a picture in it. You can write a special note. But then what we want you to do is we want you to mail that card to someone. It can be a grandparent. It can be a friend. It can be someone in the church. It doesn't matter. Just mail it to somebody. And then be patient to wait for a response. So I hope you enjoy your packets this week. I hope you enjoy waiting patiently to receive a card back. And I just hope that you have a great week. See y'all soon.